Ukraine has received 600 Bitcoin and 10K Ethereum in donations. Brazil's Senate is looking to hire crypto and blockchain experts for policy advising. Gareth Soloway says Bitcoin could drop to 19K anytime now. Compound upgrades its DeFi lending facility to improve security. FTX Ventures denies reports that it's merging with Alameda. Binance and FTX want to buy Voyager's digital assets. BitDriver loses another client as SBI leaves. Coinswitch Kuber searched by Indian authorities. Elliptic says Tornado Cash was preferred laundering tool before being sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury. Hello and welcome to the Daily Crypto. We are back with some exciting market news for you, so make sure to watch the full video. As usual, let's look at the Fear and Greed Index for today. As of recording this video, the market sentiment has improved by a fraction, and that is at 27. This is because Bitcoin has been going sideways for the past few days, but this isn't going to last long, and we'll see an impulsive move soon. Currently, Bitcoin and Ethereum are trading at $21.5 and $16.75 respectively. On August 24th, Ukrainians celebrated their Independence Day, despite the fact that Russia was entering the 6th month of its horrific conflict against Ukraine. Up to this point, around 600 Bitcoin and 10,190 Ether have been contributed to Ukraine, and the government of that country has closed an account that supported the invasion. The global Bitcoin industry is continuing to lend assistance to Ukraine in its fight against the invaders. To this day, the community has raised more than $60 million worth of cryptocurrencies to enhance the capabilities of the country's armed forces. According to the information made public by the Ukrainian Ministry of Digital Transformation, cryptocurrency users have contributed a total of BTC 595.544, ETH 10,190.843, USDT 10.44 million, USDC 2.23 million, and SOL 7,874.76. The cryptocurrency market is suffering a correction right now, which is reflected in the overall worth of the monies gathered. Nonetheless, the cryptocurrency that was contributed is still being used to support Ukraine's armed forces. It continues to make it easier to acquire essential items like protective vests, helmets, clothing, medical supplies, and bags, among other things, probably in an effort to assist it in better formulating legislation for the country's nascent crypto economy. The Brazilian Senate wants to employ specialists who have advanced knowledge of crypto assets and the technology behind the blockchain. Candidates must demonstrate particular understanding of both crypto assets and blockchain, according to the requirements outlined in an official article published by the Senate Human Resources Department. The notice explained that candidates would need to demonstrate that in addition to having general knowledge about the technology, they have a specific understanding of smart contracts, blockchain technology, and algorithm, as well as knowledge of economic, business, and consumer law. This was in addition to having general knowledge about the technology. In addition to this, they will need to be well informed on the applicable regulations that apply to the field. The Senate announced that it planned to try to make 2 recruits in this field, and that it intended to offer the successful candidates the title of legislative consultant to the Senate. The new personnel will be responsible for providing legislative and budgetary guidance, along with economic and IT analysis. Gareth Soloway is going to walk us over some of the major levels that he is currently analyzing, as well as how he intends to trade those levels.
So there definitely is a little trouble brewing at this point. It's not full out panic yet, but if we take a look at the chart here, you can clearly see you had this beautiful parallel channel. And last Friday, when the equity markets, when the stock market took a dump, you could see that drop. And then today, again, equity markets down, Bitcoin down just a little bit. So my guess is what we're going to do is we're going to kind of float back up, maybe retest this line. But then I think you roll over and you're headed down to that 2017 high pivot around 19.5 or so. And then that's going to be the stand. Like, that's going to be the telltale. Can Bitcoin hold there? If it doesn't, you're headed to 12 to 13,000 at minimum.
Since Bitcoin broke this pattern to the downside, it's clear that we might see some more dumping. But before that happens, Gareth says we could rise up to retest the broken trend line before falling down to the 2017 pivot high at about 19K. This will be the ultimate test, because if Bitcoin breaks below it too, then it will continue to free fall to 12 to 13K, as Gareth has been predicting for a while. However, a small bounce could occur at this point, but it will most likely be a fake out. Compound is pleased to announce the launch of Compound V3, an updated version of their decentralized financial lending platform. According to a blog post published on Thursday by the protocol's founder, the limited production release will result in a reduction in the amount of supported tokens that may be borrowed and collateralized through the network. Customers are able to borrow a single asset that earns interest, called USD Coin, through Compound's most recent incarnation, which is called Comet. As collateral, users can utilize wrapped Bitcoin as well as the native tokens from Chainlink, Uniswap, and Compound. Additionally, Compound v3 uses Chainlink as the protocol's sole pricing feed and streamlines governance smart contracts, both of which will contribute to an increase in the system's level of both security and scalability. The limited release protocol has a maximum asset limit of 100 million, which is equivalent to around 2% of the total asset value of 3.8 billion held by Compound v2. According to Robert Leshner, the founder of Compound, Compound v3 enables users to borrow more tokens while also reducing the danger of liquidation and the penalties associated with it. The venture capital arm of FTX and the VC activities of sister business Alameda Research would not be merging. According to a report that was published by Bloomberg on Thursday, Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX Ventures has refuted this report. According to the story, the move was done in order to combine elements of Bankman-Fried's empire amid the extended downturn in crypto values. However, FTX Ventures chief Amy Wu and Bankman-Fried both stated that it was wrong to say that the two firms were merging together. According to statements made by Wu to CoinDesk over Telegram, the two companies, Alameda and FTX Ventures, did not combine into one. At the beginning of the year, Sam made the decision to launch FTX Ventures as a new fund and investment strategy because we felt there was a great opportunity to support entrepreneurs in the space our own way, Sam said. We felt there was a great opportunity to support entrepreneurs in the space our own way. Shortly after the article was published, Bankman-Fried put out a tweet claiming that the title published by Bloomberg looks like a massive misrepresentation to me. According to people familiar with the matter, some of the largest players in the cryptocurrency space, including exchanges Binance and FTX, have expressed interest in acquiring Voyager Digital as a takeover target. Voyager Digital was the lender whose collapse into bankruptcy contributed to the worsening of this year's crypto market crisis. According to the statements of one source, the cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, which is situated in the United States, investigated the possibility of entering into the transaction but ultimately decided against doing so. The auction of Voyager assets is being conducted through the company's bankruptcy proceedings, and the deadline for bids is September 6th. On September 29, an auction would be placed if one were required to determine a winner. After CoinDesk published the news, the value of Voyager Digital's native coin Voyager increased by more than 40%. According to a presentation given by the company's lawyers earlier this month, at least 22 investors had completed their due diligence and indicated their interest in placing a bid for Voyager's assets. Consequently, it is highly unlikely that Binance, FTX, and Coinbase are the only parties interested in purchasing Voyager's assets. According to industry sources, we have learned of the company's interest. Binance, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, is interested in purchasing Voyager. Binance's interest was just made public. One of these individuals stated, "Binance is thrilled and pursuing it with great vigor." According to a second source, the exchange is putting a lot of effort towards selling to institutional buyers. You've heard the saying, "Not your keys, not your crypto," but do you know the importance of it? Raoul Pal explains why it is vital to take ownership of your crypto assets to avoid financial distress if things go wrong with your lender. Raoul says every crypto enthusiast should own a nano ledger and store their crypto on it because it's the safest way to do so. Never leave your holding on an exchange because if for whatever reason they go bankrupt or have network problems, they can freeze your assets and prevent you from withdrawing even though they belong to you. This is exactly what happened with Celsius users. They have lost their funds forever because they put their faith in a third party and did not take ownership of their assets. The Bitcoin mining division of a large Japanese bank has severed ties with a Russian miner hosting company that is subject to sanctions imposed by the US government. This was a previously revealed link between the two parties. The crypto miner SBI Crypto's parent firm, Tokyo-based SBI Holdings, announced on August 15th in an earnings report that it was withdrawing from Russia. SBI Crypto is a subsidiary of SBI Holdings. In a later interview with Bloomberg, the company's chief financial officer mentioned the extensive sanctions imposed by the West on the nation ever since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February. which was led by President Vladimir Putin's regime in Russia. However, CoinDesk was informed that the sanctions had a direct impact on SBI Crypto. According to two persons who are familiar with the arrangement, the division was housing its mining machines at Bit River, a big mining corporation that has locations across Siberia and that has been banned by authorities in the United States. After the U.S. Treasury Department imposed penalties on the cryptocurrency mining company in April, SBI Crypto is at least the second major name to emerge as having terminated its partnership with Bit River. The other company is called Compass Mining, and it has its headquarters in Austin, Texas. An officer at the Bangalore cell of the Enforcement Directorate stated on Thursday that the organization is in the process of searching the facilities of the Indian cryptocurrency exchange Coinswitch Kuber. According to the person who spoke with CoinDesk, 5 locations associated with the exchange are currently being examined in relation to India's Foreign Exchange Management Act. According to the official, we are looking into several probable violations under FEMA and other entities that are connected to it. Because we did not obtain the appropriate level of cooperation from the exchange, we conducted searches on its board of directors, its chief executive officer, and its official premises. In addition, the ED is launching a separate inquiry into possible instances of money laundering involving Zanmai Labs, the Indian organization that runs the cryptocurrency exchange WazirX. As part of the inquiry, the ED conducted a search warrant at the residence of one of WazirX's directors. According to a survey published by Elliptic Enterprises, 52% of NFT scammers use Tornado Cash as their weapon of choice for money laundering. The digital assets that were traded on NFT platforms originated from Tornado Cash, which brought in a total of $137.6 million. This month, the site was blacklisted by the Treasury Office of Foreign Asset Control because North Korea and other parties were using it for money laundering purposes. According to a report published on Wednesday by Elliptic Enterprises, a research firm, bad actors have begun using Tornado Cash as their favorite instrument for laundering cryptocurrency money obtained from frauds using NFTs. Before the United States imposed sanctions on it earlier this month, Elliptic stated that the platform was the source of $137.6 million of crypto assets handled by NFT markets, and the laundering tool of choice for 52% of NFT scam revenues. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to keep learning about the major market events and news. This will be it for today's video. See you guys in the next one.